Patrick?
Yes.
Hey, this is Officer Castillo. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Better today, anyways. Um. Yeah. Let's just get this started. I'm just gonna ask you about. I don't know, just a bunch of questions. If you could answer them yes or no or whatever, I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, that
But
sounds good.
but yeah. I mean, can we just start off with your name and rank and things of that nature?
Okay, it's Eduardo Castillo. I'm a police officer.
All right. Do you have any rank? Just
Yes,
officer.
police officer.
You're not LPO or
No.
um. And can I get your badge number?
Yeah, it's 40343.
Okay, and yeah, just tell me a little bit about what you saw when you came on scene, or you even start right there. How you got the call.
Yeah. You got called over there for a transport.
Did they tell you what it was for?
No, they just asked for a transport to
Uh,
city court.
who asked you?
Officer Winograd.
Oh, Wingrad. And he didn't tell you what the charge or anything was for. He just said pick him up for a
No,
transfer.
no.
Um, have you worked with Officer Wingrad before?
I have.
Uh, Off duty and on duty capacity, or both?
Mainly on duty.
On duty.
Yes.
Is there anybody else with you in the room right now?
No.
Or just you by yourself?
Yeah.
Did I just hear you start a GoPro?
What's that?
Did I just hear you start a GoPro?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just explain to me. So you got a call from Officer Wingrad, and was it an emergency call or a code
No.
3
Just
or?
asked for a he just asked for a transport. That's it.
All right, and that usually comes solo with transport, or?
No, it just depends. That day I happened to be with Officer Kugler.
All right, Kugler, and what were you working with him with them that day? Is he your partner?
Patrol.
Or? Okay, and how many years have you been working with Tucson Police Department?
Coming up on 27 years.
Really? And
Yeah,
you work downtown, huh?
I do.
All right. And so whenever you pulled up, whenever you got the call and you came to the Sally Port, where was I? Like, where did you first see me? How did it happen? You know what I mean?
You were just outside the Sally Port, outside the little room.
Oh, I was outside of it already.
Yeah.
And who all was there as far as officers at that point?
I don't remember who all was there. There was 4 of us, and I can't remember who the 4th was.
Oh, you remember who were? Well, could you name the people you do remember?
Yeah, Winograd, Kugler, and myself, and I can't remember the 4th officer.
Was Nepper there as well?
It was probably him. I don't remember.
Was Sergeant Sachs there as well?
He was not.
Sergeant Sachs wasn't there?
No.
Did you have a body camera on that day?
I did.
Was it running?
Yes.
Did you turn that in?
Yes.
To the evidence box? What happens when it goes to the evidence box? Who collects it from the evidence box?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Where does it usually go?
I think it goes into our archives.
Okay, and have you ever worked? Have you ever worked for the Tucson City Court before? Off duty, like off duty capacity, just like Wingrad was that day.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Have you ever worked at the Tucson City Court?
I have.
All right. Was it on duty or off duty?
I used to work at off duty years ago.
Okay, and what did you do off duty?
You secure the facility there.
Oh, okay. And that's what Officer Wangrad was working at night, correct? was off duty security. Um,
Correct.
was Nepper on shift with you guys, or
I don't know. I don't know.
what is your shift? Is it day shift or
I have no clue.
your shift?
My shift is day shift. Yes.
Oh, okay. And how many shifts are there? There's 3?
There's more.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How many?
there's more shifts.
Because you guys work, what, 8 hours or something?
No, we work 10 hours.
Oh, okay, okay. So like 10 hours, like 4 or 5 days a week?
4 days a week.
All right. And then, so whenever you worked over there at the Tucson City Court, you worked there as an off-duty capacity as a security guard?
Yes.
And
Off-duty capacity.
who did you report to when you came to work, when you did your off-duty at the courthouse?
It's been so long, man. I couldn't tell you.
Did you talk to like when you report, did you report to the court administrator, or did you report to the like supervisor of the securities?
Yeah, it's changed. I used to report to the administrator, but I don't know what they do now because it's been many years since I've done it.
Oh, okay. And at that time it was Christopher Hale. Do you know who the new court administrator is now?
I have no clue.
Oh, no? You haven't had any conversation, or you haven't worked? How long has it been since you worked off duty at the Tucson City Court?
It's been at least it's got to be more than 5 years.
Oh, it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah.
When you did work there, did you guys was there any arrests for did you make any arrests while working over there at the off duty as a security?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Was like a lot of times, was it for recording?
Well, let's see. I think one of them was for recording.
Oh, okay. So how many arrests do you have over there?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, no, more than 5.
I don't remember, but.
Have you ever arrested me before at the Tucson City Court?
I don't remember. I know I've been around when you've been arrested, yes.
Oh, okay. And how many times?
Me personally, arresting, I don't remember.
But none of that happened during your 5 year, or like 5 years ago when you were doing that? When you were working security, you said you arrested a couple people, right? Or who all did you arrest? Do you remember their names?
No, I don't.
No. And they were arrested for the court administrator's order?
I think one of them was.
Who was that? Do you remember the name?
Yeah, that was Mark Brown.
Oh, okay. And how long ago was that?
It's been more than 5 years, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, and it was for was 122.1 ever mentioned in that incident at all? I mean, as far as like case wise, or
no, that has nothing to do though with what you and I are talking about.
Oh, okay. But it went all the way to court though?
No.
Oh, it didn't?
I don't remember going to court of that.
Excuse me?
I don't remember going to court on that case.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the court administrator, as far as when you did the off duty and things of that nature, who gave you, where did you who told you that recording was like was not a good thing inside of a courthouse?
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
Like, as far as like, recording inside of a courthouse, where did you first hear about that? How did you become aware that you could not record inside a courthouse?
That was I believe that was a rule that was made years ago by one of the administrators there.
Do you remember, like you said, years? Do you remember how many years?
More than 5 years, that's for sure.
So it's been about, say, 6 maybe?
Possibly more.
Oh, so 5 like to 10?
Not quite 10, but it's been more than 5 years. I couldn't give you an accurate date because I don't remember.
Oh, I was just trying to see if it, yeah. So, lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Um. All right. So, whenever you worked off duty, how did that happen? How does that happen? Do you go through a third party or?
No, this one is back then used to be different. Um, it was actually it was coordinated through the off duty, but it was I don't remember who ran it or who actually coordinated, but I took that job from a different officer who offered it to me, you know, so I couldn't tell you who administered it.
Oh, okay. So, oops. Sorry about that. I dropped my phone.
That's all right.
Let's see. Let me put this up so I don't drop it. So the job just got handed down to you. Was it like a permanent thing, to where you did it
Yeah.
like say every Wednesday or something?
No, it was permanent. It was my permanent when I got it.
And then so it was just like, was it multiple days a week or just like one or two or? Oh, what the fuck happened? Are you there? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. We got disconnected there.
All right. I'm glad you called me back. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So you don't know where you ever heard, or you don't remember the first time you heard that if you've seen somebody recording in here, this is what's got to happen or whatever?
No, well, I remember somebody coming up with a directive, and I can tell you, I couldn't remember who did it. They're from one of the administrative staff from city court.
Oh, it's like a directive, like an order.
Yeah.
Like this is what you're to do. Do you remember? Do you remember what your order was? Like what this is what you're supposed to do, kind of thing.
No, they told us, if I recall correct, like I said, it's been over 5 years, that they would ask us to ask whoever was recording that they couldn't record.
And this is directly from the court administrator at that time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And how do you feel about recording in the courthouse?
Oh, I don't care.
Do you think it's illegal to record in the courthouse?
It doesn't to me it doesn't matter. But then again, I don't write the rules, and in my opinion here, I don't think it's important because my opinion, like I said, I'm in the enforcement part, not in the coming up with the directive part. You know what I'm saying?
So whenever that,
I couldn't answer you that question.
All right, so I get that. So whenever that, how you feel about it, you're just like, oh, it's not really a big thing or whatever. But whenever the directive or the order, like, where did you get that from? Was that from the court administrator as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is recording in a courthouse against the law?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But different judges require different things. So I think that's up to the judge, whatever he wants to allow or she.
So it's crazy to hear you say that, Castillo, because every time that I got arrested, I always seen you there. You see what I'm saying? And so, how many times would you say? Me and you, how many times did you say? Oh, you said about 5 times, maybe 5 to 10, or what'd you say? How many times have you been involved in any of my arrests, or been there at the scene?
Probably, I'm gonna say maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then you also mentioned you said you made multiple arrests back in the day 5 years ago, but one was with Mark Brown. So there's like 6 arrests right there, and and you know it's still happening, and you don't really know the. Do you know? You said the administrator was the one that gave the permissions, the one that told you that this is the order what you guys have to do. But damn, lost my train of thought again. But yeah. So, anyways, whenever you pulled up, whenever you came into, and you seen me, I was already outside the cell.
You were outside the little room. Are we going back to the day of the incident?
Well, I was, or yeah, I mean, we could stick to it because I was gonna ask you about 122.1, if you're aware of that rule.
I have no clue what 122.1 is.
Well, 122, whenever the court administrator would say that, you know what, this is what you guys are supposed to do when this happens, is there like a procedure to that? Like, you know, you got to do this before this happens and this happens before that, before arrest?
Like I said, I haven't worked there in years, so I wouldn't know what that procedure is. If I was to respond, because let's say this was a new incident, if I was to respond, I would have to research it before I would do anything, because I haven't worked there in a long time.
So, whenever you made the arrest for that back in the day, for the arrest for people recording and stuff, did you research it then?
I never made an arrest for somebody directly doing that. Yeah, I didn't get to make arrests for that.
For recording?
Right.
Oh, what were they typically arrested for?
Probably for court order violations and stuff like that.
So with this third party, you don't remember, like it wasn't a third. How's it done now? You said this is the way it used to go.
Like I said, I don't know how it's done now. I haven't worked there in years, so I don't know how it's done.
All right. You said I thought you said that you know you don't. I thought you said that you knew how it was done then, like as in compared to now. Like, what's the difference between the way it was done then and the way it's done now?
Yeah, I have no clue.
No clue. So can off duty can the court security, can they make arrests?
Can court security? No, they're not. Court security, you're talking about the actual police officers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can make arrests.
They can make arrests?
Yeah, they're still in the police capacity. Just because they're working as security there doesn't take away their powers.
Well, I mean, off duty does, wouldn't you agree? No. Like if you're off duty, you can't be on duty and off duty at the same time?
No. Once you're a peace officer, you're a peace officer. And you can make an arrest anytime if you see it fit.
You're going to make an arrest at any time that you see fit, on or off duty?
That you see justification, that you see probable cause, you can make an arrest. We prefer not to make an arrest when we're off duty, but when you're working in an off duty capacity, yes. So you have every right.
Even without a crime? Even without a crime?
When you're working in an off duty capacity, for example, at court, you're still working at full police officer capacity.
Oh, it's like so you're saying like Superman never takes off his outfit? Is that what you're trying to say? He just wears it around all over the place?
So off duty means you're working as a police officer, just not on duty. Does that make sense?
Well, you're working security at a courthouse, right?
In police officer capacity.
And so you're saying that you could make an arrest on somebody for probable cause of a crime, correct?
Yeah, as long as you have probable cause, absolutely.
All right, so is recording inside of a courthouse probable cause? Does that prove a crime?
You know what? I could only answer to you about the case. So the only thing I could tell you is as far as probable cause is That's how we make our arrest. That's how we base our arrest off of, is probable cause.
All right. So probable cause recording, is that illegal in a courthouse?
That's something you're gonna have to ask Officer Wintergrad.
Why couldn't I? You're an officer, right? 27 years. Why couldn't I ask you?
Yes, because I don't work there.
No, it's training though, right? Have you had training on First Amendment or
Yes.
constitutional? How long
Yes,
ago was that?
I went to the academy about almost 27 years ago.
All right. So that's the last time you had any kind of constitutional training, 27 years ago?
No, we have updates every so often.
All right. And how does those updates work?
The department pushes them out. They send them out to us. We read them and we go through them.
Oh, okay. Like as a meeting or something?
No, not necessarily. They just send them out. Like they say, hey, here's this update.
Oh, like in emails.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like you check your email and then you get a email. Who sends those out?
It's oftentimes our legal advisors.
Oh, okay. And who would those be?
I don't remember their names.
Is Laura Conover one of them?
No.
Is Heather Zapata one of them?
I have no clue who they are, dude.
Oh no.
No.
And what are those meetings called? Do they call bulletins or something? What are they called? Or no, that's not a meeting. Do you guys ever have meetings where you guys get together like in an office and then this is what's going on?
It depends. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had any meetings on like people recording in the courthouse?
No.
Nothing.
I have not been in a meeting. No.
No emails or anything.
No, not that I remember.
No, as far as recording inside the courthouse.
I didn't get any emails as far as recording in the courthouse.
No. So you guys. So nobody explains anything to you. You just get like an email saying, what does it say? Like, what would it say about like constitutional? What do you call them? What do you call them? Are they called First Amendment? Is that what you guys call them? First Amendment auditors? Is that what it's called?
It just depends on what the email's about.
But
if the email's about a certain training, it'll be called whatever training that is.
Oh, is that? But that's what is that what like people are called that record inside of a courthouse? First Amendment auditors.
I have no clue. You said that. I don't know.
Oh no, I was just wondering because I've heard it a couple of times from over there. So you just never had no training at all on people recording inside the courthouse?
No, I don't remember having any training.
Well, I wonder what Sergeant Williams and Sergeant Hatch was talking about when they were talking about you guys had the training on that.
I couldn't answer you that because that doesn't pertain to me.
Who's your sergeant?
Sachs.
Sergeant Sachs is your. Was he on the scene at that point?
I'm sorry?
Was he on the scene at that point? Like whenever you pulled up to the Cellyport, was Sachs there? I don't remember.
No,
I think you said he wasn't, huh?
No, I've already mentioned that.
You said he wasn't, huh? Okay, but you said there was like how many other people? 4 or 5 other people? 5 other people?
No, there was, if I recall correct, there was only 4 of us. And I can't remember who the 4th officer is.
Yeah, it was Kugler. There was I'm not sure how to say his name. It's Swetsky or something like that. Michael Swetsky.
Oh.
Or does that? It's like I don't know. It's different. It's different for me. But yeah. Szeleski. Does that ring a bell?
Szeleski.
Oh, Szeleski. Was he there?
I think so. Like I said, it just happened so quick.
But you had body camera though, huh?
Yeah, I did. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So it was always running. Did you mute it at any point?
I don't think so. I don't think I did.
Okay, so I'm just curious. You're saying probable cause, and I was like wondering about recording. So what law is that? I mean, is there a law to that or a rule or?
I know in city court it's a rule.
Is a rule a law?
In city court it's a rule.
It's like a policy.
Yes. policy rule. I guess they'll be about the same.
All right, well, like ARS rule from the Supreme Court is different from the policy, right?
Yeah, from policy, yeah.
And that's pretty much like the lay of the land, the ARS rules from the Supreme Court, Arizona Supreme Court.
Arizona state statutes, yes.
All right, so are you familiar with 122.1?
I am not.
Out of all the times that it's never been brought up, because I've mentioned it to you.
Like I said, the last time we made contact, you kept arguing and you kept cursing, and I told you I wasn't going to talk to you about that case. So you may have brought it up, but
well, I don't really think I curse at you though, Castillo. Do I curse at you?
What's that?
Do I really curse at you? I thought we always had like a mutual kind of, because I get it, bro. Because what I see in you is you just muscle. I don't care. I get paid. I do whatever I got to do, right? I understand that. I used to hurt people for a living too. You know what I mean? I got shot at work too, so you know what I mean. So I was always that dude. I was always that dude, you know. So
yeah.
So I get it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The thing is that the only thing I got to tell you is I went there. I transported you there. You got released at the jail, and that's the only contact I had with you.
Yes. But do you have a computer or internet available, or?
No, I have nothing available to me.
Do you have any kind of paperwork with you right now?
No, I'm actually training at the academy right now, and I took the time out to come over here. And,
what are you training for?
Do the interview with you.
What are you training for?
Doing some driver's training.
Sounds fun, right?
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So when you arrested people and when you were there and assisting in my arrest and things of that nature, it was because of recording in the courthouse, right?
I don't remember exactly. Like I said, the only thing is I remember Officer Winograd called for a transport unit. I responded, and Officer Kugler was with me, and that's all I remember. He gave us the paperwork that we turned in at the court, at the window. If you remember the window, we give the paperwork to the personnel there. Then they set up all the court appearance dates.
So yeah, I get it. You know, transport. It goes from Weingrad's hands, right? Who was the arresting officer or off-duty officer, right? Because he was working security, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I went from like his possession to then your possession, right? And did they give you paperwork with that?
I think Officer Kugler took that paperwork with him. I was driving.
Oh, okay. So both of you guys were together.
Correct. Yeah. If you don't, I don't know if you remember or not, but he was in the passenger side and I was driving.
Well, I know. I mean, I was talking to you, so I probably wasn't even paying attention to that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was just asking you, like, how many times I've been arrested by you and this and that. You know how many times I went to trial and all those cases that you just talked about, at least 5 times?
I have no clue, bro.
Yeah, I took all those to trial, and I've won every single time that you guys put hands on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and even that one that you're talking about with Mark Brown, like that went to trial, and that's what happened to that. It just didn't. It went through court, and they found that you guys had no probable cause to put hands on us for recording. And then on top of that, so whenever you were working at the Tucson City Court, like off duty back in the day 5 years ago, do you remember what the policies were or anything like that for the court, or what the name of the policies were for the court at that time?
No, I don't remember, but
yeah, because they switched up before, huh? Because it used to be something, and then it switched up to the policies that they got now, huh?
I couldn't begin to tell you because the second I walked away, I really stopped paying attention.
Yeah, no, I get that because I forget stuff like that all the time too.
Yeah,
it's not important. It's not important. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the policy is it's 50-4, and they actually have that's the administrative order from the administrator. You know how like because that's how it goes. Is that the administrator tells off-duty officers that go to their work off security, and they pretty much order them, like if they're on the top of a pyramid, like all they have to do is point a finger and you guys arrest, right?
No.
Whenever you're working off duty at the Tucson City Court, like does the court administrator have authority, or does she have arresting authority or any of that? Was that arresting authority?
That I couldn't tell you. I could, because there are some people who are Arizona Post certified, and I wouldn't be able to tell you if that administrator has those arrest authority, or, the only thing I could tell you is, like I said, when we make arrests, we make them based on probable cause.
Probable cause, right?
Yeah.
So I know you said that recording and stuff, it doesn't really bug you or whatever. You know what I mean? You're cool with it. Is that a constitutionally protected right to record in public areas, anyways?
In a public area, you can record.
Yeah, and I get like bathrooms, stuff like that, right? And locker rooms, and I get that kind of stuff. Is a courtroom public? Is a courthouse public?
No.
A courthouse isn't public?
No. It's open to the public, but it's not public.
It's open to public, but it's not for public?
No. It's secured. So anytime you enter a secured facility, in other words, so there are rules. You pretty much have to obey by the rules. For example, if you walk into Circle K and they says, "Hey, listen, you can't bring in your backpack." Well, you can't take your backpack because that's the rule. And if you don't want to go in without your backpack, then you got to go somewhere else.
But Circle K is it's owned by like a public like a private corporation, right? A corporation.
See, Circle K is open to the public. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's personally it's owned by people.
All right. So Circle K, the courthouse, and Circle K are the same, or
no?
I don't understand the
Circle K. I'm giving you an example. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they're two completely different things.
Correct. So
apples and oranges, right? Because
City Court is open to the public.
does the Circle K run from does our taxpayer money, do we invest in do our taxes get taken so that way Circle K could run?
All right, so that's totally off the subject.
No, it's really not. That's what I'm trying to say, is because Tucson City Court.
I guess I shouldn't have given you that example.
Well, Tucson City. That's what I was trying to tell you. It's like apples and oranges. I don't understand because you're the city court is a government entity, institution. It's a
secure facility.
And it's paid by taxpayers for us to go in there and to be able to do certain things, right? Can't we go in there and file motions?
You could go in there and conduct business.
Yeah.
You just can't go in there and just do nothing.
Well, actually, you could if you want to. I mean, if you wanted to hang out in there, as long as you're not breaking any rules, right?
And that's totally separate from our case here. I just wanted to give you that example, but
yeah, no, I get it. No, that's what I was just saying. This apples and oranges, those two really ain't even in the same ballpark. Yeah. So as far as the pyramid, but so the court administrator doesn't have any power to point a finger and say, "Hey, off-duty officer working security in an on-duty capacity, arrest him." So they don't have that authority, huh? They're not like a chief. Do you call whenever you start your day at the security, you don't call them chief or sergeant, or you know what I mean, right? Because lieutenant or sergeant, you don't call them any of that stuff, right? It's just a court administrator.
No.
It's just a regular person, and she voted in.
Whoever's on top of the pyramid, they represent the court. Okay, so and because they represent the court, if they say, "Hey, look, we've asked this person not to record," and that person continues to record, and we tell them to stop, and they don't stop, then we're going to have to ask them to leave, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened to you. So they ask you to leave, and you refuse to leave. Well, because somebody with official capacity asked you to leave, who represents the courts, now you're trespassing. You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand it really because that, like I'm in this fight, right?
Okay.
I'm on this side of the line and you're on that other side of the line. But if I could just if you got Rule 122, so you're saying that the court administrator, what she says is to is you know this is what I say, this is my orders, and this is what needs to go because she's speaking for the court. And you said the higher ups and stuff, so like the court would be like the umbrella, and you're covered under that umbrella of the court, right? Because you're working there as a court security as well.
No, that's totally different.
No, I mean
Yeah.
because you're working there for court security off duty, right? And like you take orders from the court administrator, who's there who's there as a representative of the courts, right? So that umbrella kind of shades all you guys from the rain, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, we
Because,
still have laws that we have to follow.
well, okay, yeah. So that brings me back to that, recording in the courthouse, and if that's against the law.
Well, like I said, I haven't worked there in years. So
But
that
is
would
it
be
against the
something
law
you would
to
have
record
ask.
outside the courthouse on the sidewalk?
You would on the sidewalk. I could care less.
Why?
Anybody can record because it's public. You know what I'm saying? But inside the courts, that's a whole different rule. Which,
Well, you don't care less. You couldn't care less about recording in there either, right?
no, if you're out in the public sidewalk and you're recording me, I don't care.
Are the entryways in the Tucson City Court, is that a public?
That's
Well,
a
see,
whole different issue.
what I see though, I see what you're saying though, is because the Tucson City Court, you have to go through the security, right? Which makes it secure so
Correct.
people can't, pull out guns and knives and stuff on judges and stuff, right?
Correct.
I get it. Or like say like I'm bitter at my girlfriend and I know she's there, so I'm just gonna walk in with a knife, and I get it, right?
Right.
But and I get it. So that's what makes it secure, but to the public, right? And I understand that the public is allowed to go everywhere inside the courthouse, right? Except for maybe the
No, they're only allowed to go where it's specifically it's specific to the areas where they can be.
yeah
They
yeah
can't
yeah
be on
like
their desk. They can't because remember, if somebody went behind a desk and and they had your information pulled up, you would not like it if somebody else got to see your information, correct? So they have to secure everybody's information, so to do that, they designate areas where people of the public can and can't be.
yeah. So like because to do that, like I mean, 104 is considered room 104. That's where you're talking about, right? Where you could go in there and get your paperwork and file paperwork and motions and traffic
Yeah,
tickets and pay a little
right.
fine here or there, and right. So that's open to the public, right?
Well,
I mean, it says it above the door. I mean, I'm not trying to get you on a gotcha or anything. There's no denying it. I mean, it's above the door. It says
no, yeah,
public.
well, people always go in there. That's where they conduct business.
Yeah. So from walking inside the door, and granted, you got to, to make sure you don't have a knife or a gun or something like that to hurt like a judge or a prosecutor or any kind of, God
Yeah, you
forbid,
have to go
anything
to
like that,
security.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that.
Go to security.
I get that because, there's a lot of tensions over there, because of a lot of different reasons, right? One of my reasons in general. So, but, for First Amendment and stuff like that. So, yeah, the First Amendment has the freedom of press. You realize that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. And like the freedom of press. And what else do you know anything else about the First Amendment as far as, anything that makes it,
Not,
freedom
not
of,
anything that I gotta.
no, freedom of
I gotta tell
speech.
you or talk to you about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that's what I was wondering because, I asked you if you had training on any of the constitutional stuff, and you said it was like 27 years ago. And I know that really nothing's really have changed, really,
I know what freedom of press is, and again,
Yeah.
my understanding is that this interview was about my involvement with you. Right?
Yeah. And the involvement is because, and that's what I'm charged with and stuff. You said you don't know what I was charged with, but that's what I was telling you because at some point you became the sole person over me. You signed the papers to release me to the court, right? You just.
No, I
Oh,
didn't
you
sign
told me
anything.
you did.
We just took you over there.
And you signed the papers to release
gave the
me.
paperwork to the court.
Yeah, but from that.
You signed. They issued you the paperwork. I didn't sign anything. I just took you over there.
Yep.
At
And
the
say.
request of Officer Winograd.
Yep. And this is what he's been charged with, and this is like his property, all that good stuff, right? Yeah, and see, and that's what I'm saying. So at that time, like you had me, and that's what I was being charged for, and we're talking about it, and yeah, so the freedom of press, and actually, when you're arresting people and stuff like that, and under the court orders or the court administrative orders, um, they were using the umbrella of 122.1. You know about 122.1?
No, I don't.
Well, what was giving you the probable cause to arrest somebody then?
Well, in that situation, Officer Winograd.
Oh, okay. So Officer Winograd gave you the permission
He
to.
developed the probable cause, and I just went off of what he asked me to do.
All right. So yeah. So
As
like.
far as establishing.
No. So I get it.
Probable cause, you would have to go to him.
Yeah, I get it. So there's Arizona Supreme Court, which is the foundation of everything, right? And then there's the United States Supreme Court, our Constitution stuff. There's our Arizona Supreme Court, right? And Arizona Supreme Court, it's ARS rules 122.1 is what you were arresting people for. Well, actually, what you were arresting people for was actually the.
I didn't arrest anybody for that.
No, you arrested people for recording under the court administrator under the court administrator's orders.
And this is something you're going to get the opportunity to
Well, no, that's the thing
talk
is.
About in court.
No, that's the thing though, is that's why we have the interview, so that way we could talk about it. It's because I need to get a case and everything together.
I'm not here to tell you
Well,
about it. I'm here to talk to you about the case.
Then that's what I am talking to you about. That's nothing else. I'm not talking to you about anything, bro.
Stuff that have nothing to do with me.
Yeah. You said you arrested me and you were there for the same thing that I got arrested for today. You just told me.
Like I said.
You told me what Ringgrad. You told me what Ringgrad arrested me for, is that I was recording and.
Okay, that has nothing to do with today's interview.
Yeah, it is, because that's what I was arrested for, and that's what you took custody of me over, with those charges. When you took that, you're like, okay, this dude did this, and it was on all the paperwork and stuff like that. I thought we were,
Hey, Patrick, do you have any other questions for me?
I do.
Okay, pertaining to the case.
Yeah, this is pertaining to the case. This has nothing to do. I'm not.
Hang on. Let me just look. All I want to do is just let you know.
Yeah, I know. You just want to make it quick and get out.
Pertaining to that arrest that day.
Mm-hmm.
That I was involved with.
Yes.
The portion that I was involved with. Because if
yes.
you ask me about anything else, I'm not going to tell you about anything else because I wasn't there.
Well, and then your expertise, advice, and stuff too, because I don't know a lot of the stuff.
I'm not here to give you any expertise advice.
Well, I mean, I expect you to be truthful whenever I ask you stuff, and that's what and that's what I'm saying.
I am truthful, so because.
Oh, I haven't said anything otherwise. I haven't. But I haven't said anything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things that I don't know because I'm just a regular common man, dude. You know what I mean? Like I ain't this.
My job is not to educate you, bro.
Yeah, my job. Well, if it's my job to educate you.
Your job is to ask me about the incident.
I did.
That happened when I transport you. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is like I get to ask you. I get to ask you whatever I feel is necessary for this case, and it's exculpatory that it let it be known that you guys are following a court administrative order.
Like I said, the only thing I'm going to answer you
because you said you need probable cause.
It's about what I did.
Yeah, and
what I did is the only thing that I'm responsible for. I'm not responsible.
Well, the training and all that stuff that you guys go through, because you got 27 years. Weingard's got 30. Yeah. So that's important stuff that I need to know.
Training that I am.
Well, it's because it's
not to give you. It's not to give you expertise, do this, do that, do the other. That's not my.
No. This is what I was arrested for, and this is what you've arrested people multiple times, over 5 times. You
No,
know,
not
and you were
not
there.
multiple people.
You were there with all my arrests, including this one. So, and it was
Someone else
all
arrested
because
me.
of this, and it was all because of this, and you guys are still doing the same thing.
So,
Now, there's the
someone else
Arizona
arrested
Supreme
you.
Court. There's the Arizona
Okay,
Supreme
so
Court. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I'm just bringing up my next question. There's the Arizona Supreme Court. There's the First Amendment. There's the Constitution. Then there's the Arizona Supreme Court, and the rules up in the is that's what's giving you probable cause, right? You're like, oh, this guy's arresting in these rules say that he can't do this.
I'm not sure what your question is there.
122.1.
Arizona revised statutes is what gives us the probable cause.
All right, so
we go based on those laws.
yeah, so
And
can you look up 122.1 for me, please?
what's that?
122.1 C to be exact.
Say what then?
120. It's ARS rule 122.1.
What about it?
That's your probable cause. That's what gives you your probable cause. You know,
No. Okay.
that's because that's the Arizona Supreme Court rule, and that's also the umbrella rule that the court is using to arrest people that they're using in their court administrative order. You see what I'm saying? This is all completely so. Yeah. So, and I believe whenever I did send the email that I asked if you did have like a secondary device for, because I couldn't give you the paperwork or any of that kind of stuff. Remember? So that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I'd hate to have to put in to do this again. This is but yeah, it's 122.1. It's an ARS rule from the Arizona Supreme Court. And do you trust that what I'm telling you is going to be verbatim? That like what I'm telling you, like I'm going to read from 122.1. Since you don't have it, I mean, if you don't have it, do you have like an internet? You can just put it in real quick, and it'll be just real simple, just to take a look at it.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Or a computer.
No. But do you want me to look at it? Or
Yeah, because that was one of the reasons that I put into to have this in because I got a bunch of paperwork that you guys need to look at, and it's not even really paperwork. It's actually it's just ARS Supreme Court rule 122.1. Are you at work right now?
I'm training right now.
Oh, you're training right now, and you're on your phone.
Yeah.
Do you think that you could possibly get a internet connection or
No,
something?
I'm at the track. At the driving track, we don't have anything.
Oh, okay. And you're in an office, or where are you at right now?
Yeah, I came up to the tower. The tower is like it's the only secure facility. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to hear anything.
Oh, even like there's no computers. It's like it's that secure.
No, this is separate from everything.
Oh, but you don't have any access to any internet or any way to look up Rule 122.1.
No.
No. When you arrested people, for probable cause, did you look up 122.1? Are you aware of 122.1? Let's just put it that way.
Look, when I arrest people for, like I said, Arizona revised statutes. Okay, and I didn't arrest you, so like I said, I can't give you any more information.
Yeah, but an unlawful arrest is an unlawful arrest. You're supposed to say something. A good cop would.
No, that's something for you to take to the court and talk to the judge about. Talking to me about that is not going to do you any good because I'm not going to respond.
No, it's one. I know you're usually like that. You're real stoned. You're real stoned. You know what I mean? You don't let me affect you too much. The other guys kind of get sad.
No,
I get it. I got a lot of times with you, bro. Like you've arrested me or have assisted me. Like I kind of almost feel like I know you in a way, So
I've been the numerous times when you've been arrested. But I haven't arrested you.
Yeah, and it's all been for just recording, and that's what I wanted to get at right here too, because ARS rule 122.1, the signs that are all hanging up inside the courthouse. Do you got a paper and pen on you?
What's up? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you write down ARS rule 122.1?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna read from C. And if you go over 122.1 and you feel like there's something in there that, maybe you could school me up on it, I'd appreciate that,
Well, here's the thing, man.
No, but if you see something that counters this, because this is what I'm saying. The ARS rule 122.1C, it says photography and audio, and this is for the courthouse. This rule. 122 is for the courtroom. 122.1 is for the courthouse. So it says photography and audio or video recording, photography, audio recording, and video recording in a courthouse are permitted, but the following restrictions apply. So that's right there from Rule 122.1, and from that C right there that I read you, like it's stating, would you agree that it says that recording and all that stuff are permitted?
I'm not going to agree with you because I'm not seeing it. I'm not looking at it.
Oh, I could read it to you again. I could read it. Let me read it slower. All right. So see.
No, that's okay.
Well, no, I want you to understand. It's important that you understand this, so that way
I don't agree with you, but here's the.
No. Did you write it down? Did you write it down?
Write it down. So I'm going to tell you this. If you're not going to ask me
anything. No, I am. Because we just barely got to, like, you just got to where I'm standing outside the cell with Kugler.
Well, yeah, because you're going off.
No, it's not, because this is where it's going. Like, if I didn't have this planned for my case or whatever, I wouldn't be asking you about it. So this has everything to do with my case. And you're a cool dude, but when I'm doing my case, like all due respect, like it doesn't go to the officers to say, you could only ask about this or you could only ask about that, because this is like, you're not on my side. You know what I mean? You're not like my witness or anything like that. You know what I mean? So you're telling me how you're going to do this case but yeah, but that's what I read you. So that's what it says. It says that it is permitted, right? Photography and audio and video recording. Photography and video recording in a courthouse are permitted, but the following restrictions apply, right? So there are some restrictions to that, right? But as of that right there, that's all public areas. And like we were talking about earlier, is I understand that the courthouse has places you can't go, like places with like little locks on the doors and court personnel only or employee only, staff only kind of thing like that, but like it's still public. I mean, that's why there's got public restrooms, public elevators, public lobbies, entryways, foyers. Even though you have to go through the security, but you're still in a public lobby. You see what I'm saying? So it's all public, and I understand that there is places in the security where you can't go and stuff like that, behind desks and stuff like that, and I get that, right? So I understand that, right? So, but the building is public itself, right? Do we agree on that?
No.
It's a secure public building. Can we say that? Can we agree on that it's a secure public building? Right? Because you said it was a secure building, right? And so it's a secure public building, right?
Yeah. It's open to the public, but it's a secure building.
Yeah, no, because I'm not trying, because I can't talk to other, I have somewhat kind of respect for you, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm trying to talk to you like this, you know what I mean? It's not anything, but I'm just trying to understand, dude, because I'm sick of getting arrested with no probable cause, no victims, and by an officer who's not even on duty. You know what I mean? It kind of sucks, bro.
Let me ask you this. Did he ask you to leave?
No.
No?
If I wasn't asked to leave, would that still be trespassing?
How many times have you been arrested there?
No, I'm just saying, because you're like, this is where trespassing.
Because my question is that I think you already know the answer to that.
No, I don't, though. See, that's the thing is I don't.
You've been there, and we have a history. You said we have a history. And
oh, no, yeah. No, see, this is what happens, bro. Yeah.
You've been arrested for trespassing after they asked you to leave and you refused to leave.
Well, no, that's not the case at all. And when it goes all the way to trial, and I've taken all those to trial, though, you know that, right? I've taken all those to trial.
Again, ask me, look.
I've taken all those to trial, and they went to court, and I had a trial date with officers there, and they've all been dismissed and thrown out. Why is that?
Okay, Patrick.
That is because Rule 122.1 states that you are permitted to record in the courthouse.
Okay.
But the extent, no, that has to do with it. Because this, all right, so the trespassing.
I've been here on the phone with you.
All right, so I was arrested for trespassing. This has to do with the case, right?
Okay. So, again.
So I was arrested for trespassing.
We're going around,
Well, no, you asked me, I'm trying to answer your question because you asked me if I was asked to leave. And I said.
I'm telling you, look, are there any more questions that you have about my involvement in your transport that day? Because anything else, I'm not going to answer.
Well, no, that's cool. That's cool. I'll ask you some more questions about it and stuff like that. And, where the questions lead, they're always connected. So like, we're not talking about Disneyland right now. We're talking about something that's all connected and all part. And then at one point where you had total control of, from even if it was just from the jailhouse to the deal. And, and that's what it's all connected, right?
It's not connected. All I'm saying.
No, it is. It is all connected.
Ask me questions about.
Yeah, because I'm not. I'm not like.
About my involvement, because again, like I tell you,
this is your involvement because you were involved in taking me to jail for these charges, right? And you were involved in a lot of other cases that I've been into that we went to court.
We're talking about
this case, but it's the exact same thing. Here's what it is, bro. Is they mirror each other. They mirror each other, bro. They mirror each other. Somebody goes in there. I could record somebody for an interview.
You asked me to call you about this case.
Yes.
Specify the case.
Yes, and I understand. Listen, Castillo, I don't want to argue, bro.
To you about that case.
Yeah.
You asked me to talk to you about a bunch of other cases.
No, that's not. I'm not. No. I'm just because I'm just see the probable cause is that I was recording. Right, and court administrative.
No. That's Officer Wintergrad's.
But you told me like verbatim. You told me like verbatim what I was arrested for earlier. You said I was arrested for recording in the courthouse and I was asked to leave.
I did not say anything.
You just told me I was asked to leave right now.
I did not say anything like that.
No, I'm not. But that's.
You are the one saying those, and look.
No, because these are the questions that I'm asking you, and it's important that I know the answers.
Listen, man.
And when you tell me the answers, that's what I listen to. I'm not.
You just said that I said verbatim, and I did not say anything verbatim about you getting arrested.
You told me why. Yeah, you told me why. But look, all right. So whenever you come into the Sally Port, you see me, and I'm standing there with Kugler. I'm standing there with Nepler. I'm standing there with Weingrad. And you said was Swirsky might have been there as well, right?
Yeah.
And yourself, but you didn't see Sack there yet.
No.
Oh, okay. If there's more than 5 people, cops on the scene, is the sergeant supposed to be on scene?
Not necessarily.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. So all right. All right. So whenever you walked in there, was I handcuffed?
Yes.
Where was I positioned? Was I facing the Sally Port doors, or was I free?
No, you were like you weren't too far away from my patrol car.
Oh, so like I was on the ground, or was I standing up, or?
I think you were standing up.
By your patrol car?
You were about 10 feet away from my patrol car.
Was I in the Sally Port, or was I in the? What's the little rooms where they take the people, like, where I got arrested for recording inside the courthouse by an off-duty cop?
The little cell room?
Yeah. Because the Sally Port's where you drive your car, right?
Yeah.
All right. So is that considered the Sally Port, or the holding cells in the Sally Port?
Port area, yeah. Sally Port is where we take our cars in. The holding room is the little area
So,
we're in.
all right. So it's like the holding cells in the celly port. All right,
Yeah,
I get it.
holding cell, correct.
Is there are there cameras in there?
I don't remember. I don't know.
But your body camera was on at that point, huh?
I would hope so. Yeah. Our body one was on.
And ours by do you know if Kugler's body camera was on?
I couldn't tell you.
No, you didn't instruct him. Were you his training partner, or were you guys riding partners together?
Yeah, we were just bickered up.
Bickered?
Yeah, we're together. We're riding together.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand the slang. But does he have his own car?
Sometimes, yeah. He drives a different car.
Oh, but they had you guys riding together?
That day we happened to be riding together, yeah.
Oh, okay. Was it because of any kind of disciplinaries or anything, or was it by choice?
Nope. By choice.
Oh, okay. And you do work the beat though, huh? You do work on the streets and stuff, because I see
I do downtown.
Downtown, because I see you downtown on the bikes and stuff, you know.
Mhm.
And you also do transport.
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything.
Also, is this like any officer in the scene? Because they come by and pick them up.
Yeah. If someone else was available, they would have gone and picked you up.
And was that did Weingrad call you directly?
No, he just called for an officer, and I just happened to be available. We went over there.
But he called.
He just called for an officer. He just called for a transport.
To dispatch, or did he call like you're in the room?
He just over the radio asked if there's somebody could go over there and transport for him. So Kugler and I went over there.
Oh, okay. And how did he call you?
Just over the radio. Just here. He said.
Well, walkie-talkie.
Yeah, over the radio. It's not a walkie-talkie. It's a police radio. He said, "Is there an officer that can transport for me?" So James and I went over there.
Also, because he wasn't wearing that walkie-talkie or that, what do you call it? The little squawk box. Excuse me?
The police radio?
Yeah, like he was wearing a camouflaged one. A camouflaged police radio, I guess you would say. Are those, is that the one you're talking about?
No. We wear our uniforms. You know what the uniforms look like?
Yeah, so I know the uniform, but so that's what I'm saying. His little squawk box, his little police radio was it was camouflaged.
We all wear.
Huh?
We all wear the same police radio.
Oh, the camouflaged one?
No.
Why did he have a camouflaged?
You're talking about the one Officer Wintergrad wears.
Yeah.
That's the city port one.
Yeah.
That's totally different.
Oh.
That has nothing to do with us.
Oh, I thought that's how he called you over the radio. So that's not what you have. You don't have a camouflaged one. It's just the regular ones that you guys usually have. Those big old bulky ones, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so what he got that from? Who did he get that from? Who would you get that from? I mean, you worked there.
I have no clue who he got that from.
Do you get that from security? I bet you would get that from security, because I don't think court administrator would have that.
You'll have to ask him.
She just lays down the rules, and then like the court administrator or the security grabs it and passes that out.
You're going off of
No, because you get those radios because you're off duty, right? Because that's not.
That's irrelevant, bro.
No, it's really not.
Next question.
No, because you're off duty, right?
Next question.
Right. All right. So my next question is, because you're a cop and never get off of being a cop. I guess Weingrad does the same thing. I guess I just curious. Is this what you all do? Like, do you guys all walk around with your walkie-talkies on you all the time with your handcuffs and your stick and your guns, even when you're off duty, just listening to calls and just taking crimes?
Nope.
That's not how it works. It's not like you just. I feel like taking a couple calls today, so I think I'm gonna, skip the barbecue and.
No.
Because it's a AB, it's a morning, afternoon, and night shift, huh? All right. So, my victim. Do you know who my victim was?
I have no clue.
Did I have a victim?
Again, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to ask an officer when it.
Well, I did. Weingrad, from his paperwork, it says that the victim was the Tucson City Court.
That's something you're gonna have to talk to him about.
Did I hurt her? Is it a her or him? The Tucson City Court, first of all.
Okay, again, ask Officer Winograd about that.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm asking you.
No, I'm not gonna answer.
You know, can a victim be a building?
That's not relevant. That's not relevant to me, man.
Can the courthouse be a victim?
Yes, they can.
Oh, but it's also the policies that they say that gets us arrested. So isn't that like a big old revolving door?
Officer Winograd. I'm not gonna answer that, man.
Well, no, I mean that's what we were talking about it, and that's what you're kind of answering right now.
Yeah, because see, you're asking me a question that you're supposed to be asking in court. That's
Well, no. See, that's the thing, is that's why we have an interview, so that way I could interview with the questions that I have pertaining to my case that I'm going to use in my legal device, right? In my legal defense, right? And so that's what it's about.
But that's not for me to answer, man. That's for
You know what I mean? Because like you didn't call me because we're homies or anything. You didn't want to call me, right?
No,
That's why you called me exactly at.
You're correct.
Yeah, you know, and that's what I'm saying. So this isn't. I'm not like, hey, dude. So you had, you know, a good time with your family in Disneyland? No, we're not talking like that. This is all about this court, about my arrest, about my transport. Yeah, about because you had control. Then because that's what's crazy to me, is because you know they get you, they arrest you for their own rules by an off-duty officer where the pyramid is a. No. This is what we talked about.
No. You were at the point where you were at, near my car.
Yeah, see, because the rules that you arrest people for the court administrative order, it says right here.
You've already asked me that question, and if you don't go to the next question, I'm gonna have to hang up. Bro.
Oh no, see, don't do that, dude, because then we'll have to have this again because, like, you don't determine what questions I can and can't ask you, especially as pertaining to my arrest. Well, all right, so you agree that I was arrested. You agree that I was arrested in Tucson City Court, right?
Yeah.
All right, by Weingard, right?
Yeah.
And you agree that you transported me from Weingard. You took my custody. You took me in custody at that point, and then took me over to the police department, right?
That's what I've been wanting to ask you. That's what I've been wanting to talk about because that's
well, yeah. See, so that's what it is that you had custody of me, and there was no probable cause, is what I'm trying to say. The probable cause. Yeah,
again, Patrick, that's not for me to establish, man.
Yeah, but it's what you guys are arresting people for. There's a court administrative order 50-4 that says for recording that there's procedures that you guys even have to do.
Hey, Patrick, you got to talk to the courts and bring Officer Winograd into that court and ask him that in court.
No, it's going to be all you guys. And see, and that's the thing is you got to answer these questions because I got a shitload of questions. You got to answer these questions for me right now so that way I could get my. Hold on, sir. Hold on, please. No. Hold on. You don't want to answer them. It's when you don't answer them. Hold on, just give me 1 second though. It's so I gotta ask you these questions because whenever you go on stand, I at least know what the answer should be. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep it a secret for me. You see what I'm saying? You can't keep your answers a secret for me. This is a case, and I'm sorry, Castillo, but this is a case, and I told you, like, you signed your name to this, and I was telling you the conversation that I'm talking to you about right now was the conversation that I was talking to you about in the car. Are we correct?
Well, like I said, if the questions have to do pertaining to what
I
did,
and this was
then we're going to talk about.
And this is what I was talking to you about in the car, correct?
No.
Is
I'm
the
talking to you about the questions?
Yes, exactly.
That happened
Yeah.
that day when I transported you.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
nothing to do with anything else, man.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do with anything else. So
I know, but see, you took custody of me. When you took custody of me, therefore, like,
if
so.
ask me questions about that, then I'm going to end the conversation.
No, it has everything to do with it. See, but that's what I got plenty of questions. So if you hang up because you don't like the question, excuse me.
You're asking me about questions that have nothing to do with me.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Probable cause was established by somebody else.
All right.
You're going to have to talk to that officer.
All right. So
about that probable cause, but you're not going to get me to state something that you're going to use against me, man.
No, I'm not going to use anything against you. Have I ever used anything against you before? You put hands on me 5 times, bro. I have never done anything to you. I've never even brought you up on stand, bro. This is the first time that I've ever done an interview with you. Out of all those things, that's probably why you're not aware that all those charges got dropped, and it was what you guys are doing over there.
And here, like I said, dude, you know, here's the thing, man.
No apologies, no nothing for the old ones even. I mean, damn, you did take me to jail. You guys did put me in the hospital a couple times. You know, I did have to fight those cases for 2 years to go all the way to trial just for it to get thrown out, you know, because there's no probable cause.
If we're not gonna go,
Yeah, no, I got you. So there's 5 of you on location right there, including Kugler because he's writing. Isn't he a detective? Kugler's a detective, right?
No, he's an officer.
Is he an officer? Does he hold any kind of like, you know, LPO? Does he?
Yeah, he's an LPO.
And you're not an LPO, huh?
No, you've already asked me that, bro.
Yeah. Well, I just get confused with all you guys because it's weird that you guys have 27 years and you guys are still just officers. Have you ever been anything more than a LPO or than a?
Let me tell you, I'm a very, very proud police officer. So whether it means anything to you or not, it means a lot to me.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm very proud to be a police officer for 27 years, and whether you like it or not, I am a very proud police officer. And I have served my community well. I will continue to serve my community well. And if you're not going to ask me any questions pertaining to this case, I'm going to hang up.
It all pertains to this case. And sir, before you do anything crazy, it does, because this is all pertaining to this case. Like, this is all connected.
You asked me about the transport, and if you're not going to ask me about the transport, I'm going to.
Yep, and you transported me for no reason at all, you're saying, but that's not the truth, because you transported me for a reason. And the reason you transported me and took control over me is because I had a charge of trespassing, right?
I transported you because Officer Winograd asked me to transport you.
All right, and so whenever he transported you, did he give you a piece of paper that was printed, or was it just?
He gave it to Officer Kugler.
Officer Kugler?
Yes.
And who was driving? You were driving, or Kugler was driving?
I was.
So you had control of the car?
Yeah, I already told you that, like 3-4 different.
Oh, but Kugler's been like a detective for like 23 years or something, bro. He doesn't have his own car.
You're gonna have to ask him, okay?
I think that's what he told
about
me. Well, it's just, yeah, see, because you're saying that he had control of me, but you were actually in control of me, right? So
I was driving.
all right, so whenever you get papers, let me ask you this. Whenever you get papers, like you're going to do a transport, you get papers, right?
Yeah.
What's on that piece of paper?
Your charges.
All right. And anything else?
Nope.
My name?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Birth date?
Yes.
My charges, like you had mentioned.
Yes.
And what else is, I don't get to see those papers. What else is on that?
That's it.
Really? There's got to be more, dude. That's like a secret. Come on. No?
All right. Listen, man, if you're not going to.
Oh, I am asking you questions. Yeah, I am. I am. No, I mean, then you know what happened though, bro? Is because if you don't answer my questions, these are all my questions, right? And we've just barely gotten to where I'm standing out there. There's on the scene with 5 officers, no sergeant. You know what I mean? All this stuff that you're telling me, either
you went from that to the transport to the paperwork.
Yeah, see, because the paperwork is part of it, because that was the probable cause of the charges that you got. See, because like I asked you before, and that's why I want to be cooler with you, bro. But you see, you can't be holding stuff for me.
You're asking me questions that don't pertain to me.
Yeah, it does, because listen, I asked you about, if you knew what my charges were at the beginning. You said, no, I just went over there and picked them up. Pretty much like an Uber. They just call you, you show up, pick them up, leave, right? But come to find out, my name's on the paper. My charges were on the paper, right? And you transport me. So you got control of all the papers, my charges, because Weingrad wasn't with us, right?
No, Officer Kugler has the paperwork.
All right, but you were driving the car, right?
Yes.
So technically, you were in control of everybody in that car, right?
All right. So
did you sign out to that car? Was it Kugler's car or your car? It was your car, right?
It's a department car.
But it was signed out to you, or they just say throw you keys and say here you go?
You just go get a car and you drive it.
All right. So did you go get a car and just drive it?
Yeah.
All right. So it was your car.
Have to do with the case?
Well, it's because I'm trying to establish that you're trying to say you didn't have control of me and my charges, and that you didn't know what they are. But come to find out, you knew what my charges were because they're on the paper with my name, and that you are in control. You keep trying to push it off on Kugler. I don't think he's gonna like that because then I'm gonna have to bring all that up to him.
We're done, man. If you're not gonna ask any other further.
Oh no, I still like that's the thing is we're talking about the transport, bro. Is what we're talking about. So whenever you transported me, right? Whenever you transported me and Kugler to the, I granted, I understand that you didn't have the paperwork in your hand while you held the steering wheel. I get that. Kugler was holding them, right? But if Kugler lost them, then it would probably be your responsibility or your problem if it was lost.
Again, that has nothing to do with us.
Well, I'm just trying to say, you know, because like, who had control of? It was Kugler and you, right? Kugler was passenger.
Irrelevant.
All right, so you signed out for that car.
The paperwork was not lost. The paperwork.
So you had total control of me. You had total control of me. Like Kugler was there to like assist, wouldn't you say? So you took me to the jail, and when you took me to the jail, what did we do? What's the procedure to that?
The procedure is we take you. You sat at the window. We gave the Officer Cougar gave the paperwork to the lady at the window. She gave you a date, a court date. She cut you loose because you signed and you promised you were going to be here, and I uncuffed you, and you left.
How come you guys didn't do that at the courthouse?
That is up to that was up to Winograd. You're gonna have to ask him.
Was it up to Winograd? Because there was a sergeant, like Sack was there.
So again, I think I'm gonna go ahead and
No, because we're talking about the case, right? You said that Sack wasn't there. When did Sack show up? Because he was there whenever.
I don't remember Sack being there at all.
Oh no. So all right. So you pull up into the carport. I'm standing in.
Already asked that.
No. I'm getting it straight. I'm just making sure that I'm getting it straight. And you should appreciate that, right? You don't want me to get it wrong, you know? So you pull up in the celly port and the holding cells in the celly port. I'm standing in front of those, or am I in the celly port at that point?
You already asked that question.
No, you didn't. You said I was 10 feet away, but I don't know if that was 10 feet away inside the celly port or 10 feet away inside the holding cell.
All right. I'm not going to answer that. So
Well,
next question, or I'm going to hang up.
Yeah. See, so if you're not asked to if you're not asked to leave, ordered to leave, or told to leave, is that a trespass?
That's something that you're gonna have to ask. That's not for me. Go to the next question. Right?
All right. So did you see on the paperwork? Did you see where it said the victim when you had me?
No, I did not see.
No. Do you believe that a city could be a city court could be a person?
Yes, but you already asked that question, so we gotta go to the next question.
Oh, you believe that? So okay, so you believe? Oh no. So you believe Tucson City Court is an entity, like a person? They breathe?
No, it's the city. It's the city of Tucson. It's their own.
All right.
It's the courts.
All right. So if I was arrested, all right.
Now, if the next question has nothing to do with the transport, I'm gonna hang up. I've been reasonable with you. I've been cool. If it has nothing to do with the transport, I'm gonna hang up.
Well, actually, no. There's still a lot of questions that I got about this, and like I explained to you.
But you keep coming back to those, and if you come.
No, well, see, you're not trying to. But now you're telling me. I asked you. I said, you know, whenever you pulled up into the celly port, was I in the celly port or was I in the holding cells 10 feet away? Because what you told me is 10 feet away, bro. That's not cool. You know, I mean, was I in the celly port? Or I'm just trying to get a mental thing of what was going on or where you're at.
You were there. You were there.
Yeah, but see, you know, I had a bunch of people pulling on me and yelling at me in handcuffs. You know, I wasn't like, oh, there's my boy Castillo. Castillo. It was. Yeah, I know. That's exactly.
We're not buddies. I'm not your boy.
Would you ever be my friend?
What's that?
Would you ever be my friend?
No.
Why?
I don't know you, dude.
So just my character? You just don't like my character?
No, it's not. It's not that. It has nothing to do. So again, if you veer one more time, I'm gonna hang up.
No, well, see, that's the thing is I was asking you about it. So whenever you pull up into the celly port and you see me and I was standing there, but I'm sorry, dude, I wasn't paying attention to you. I kind of had, I had Weingrad, I had Nepper, and I had, you know, everybody putting hands on me at that point. That's why I asked you if you had a body cam. So do you think that would, whenever you showed up, did you see anybody with their hands on me?
Yeah, they were trying to carry you to the car.
But you said I was standing 10 feet away. So you skipped a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was
No,
standing there
yeah.
10 feet away.
You were handcuffed. You were being uncooperative. You wouldn't walk.
Were my hands behind my back?
Yes. So they carried you over to the car.
From where?
From about 10 feet away from the car.
But was that in the Sally port? Because you pulled in the Sally port. Like, was I held in the Sally port? Or was I held in the holding cells in the Sally port? Did you keep me in the parking lot with the cars, or was I in my own little special room?
They're connected. They're right there, right there within each other.
Oh, so is there a door in between them?
No, there's no door. Well, the only door, yeah, there's a door.
All right, so they're not connected. They're not connected. No, I mean, it's just I don't understand why it's such a big deal to tell.
But there's a door separating them.
See, because it kind of because Castillo, it's not a big deal, dude. If I was standing in the carport, or if you see me in the carport, or right there with the Sally ports, because you're not saying it, and there's no reason. So that makes me believe that you've been untruthful in a lot of stuff. There's no reason for you not to be like, oh yeah, you're right there in the Sally port, or you're right there in the holding cell.
You were there.
You said I was 10 feet away. I don't know where I was at. I don't remember when you showed up. Huh?
You were 10 feet away from my car, I said.
You 10 feet? Yeah, and exactly. So was I in the Sally port, or was I in the holding cell?
Yeah, you were being brought from the holding room to the Sally.
Oh, so they grabbed me and they were like, I was in motion, walking.
Okay, you know what?
No, I'm trying to say like I was in motion, walking. That's when you pulled up.
You were uncooperative, and they had to carry you into the car.
All right, so they carried me. Yeah. When did I stop standing up? Or did they pick me up when I was standing up?
Yeah, about 10 feet away from the car, you stopped, and you just became very, very uncooperative, and they had to carry you to the car.
Also, they picked me up at that point while I was standing?
Yeah, they picked you up.
While I was standing, or?
No, I don't.
You don't know?
No.
How far?
All I know is they were holding you. There were two officers, one on each arm. They were trying to carry you over to the car.
So they were dragging me? Were they dragging me?
No, they were not. They were carrying you.
Oh, so I only had two people holding my arms. So they were dragging me?
No, somebody else was carrying you. Was holding your feet.
Who was holding my feet?
I held one of your feet.
Oh, so you partner. Who is your other partner on the other leg, I guess? Did you have one person for leg, or?
I think it was one person per leg. I think. I don't remember exactly, but we carried you to the car.
And who's that? Who's we?
Nobody drove you. We carried you.
Who is we?
Those two other officers, myself, and I can't remember if there was a fourth person.
All right. So whenever you pulled up in the carport, and you said, "All right, there's El Chato right there, fucking 10 feet away."
Who's El Chato?
Oh, sorry, Patrick. There's Patrick right there, 10 feet away. And then you walked to me at that point?
I walked over there, and they said, hey, we got to get him in the back of the car. So we picked you up, walked you.
Oh, so I was already on the ground at that point?
I don't, like I said, you were being uncooperative. They already had you by the arms. So
I don't know what you mean by uncooperative, because I had my hands behind my back, I guess laying on the ground or standing up, but you guys even...
Yeah, somebody's uncooperative, somebody doesn't want to do what they're asked to do. First they ask you to leave, you refuse to leave, I'm assuming, then you were...
You're assuming? You're assuming? See, that's what... See, Castillo, you're assuming you took my charges, you knew what I was arrested for. You're not assuming. We're not assuming at this point anymore,
okay,
Castillo.
I'm gonna go ahead and hang up.
No, because we're still talking about what happened, right? This is right.
Patrick, all right, I'm gonna end it.
No, sir. Look at Castillo. Please don't, because then if you do, then I'm gonna have to go and get a motion to compel because you hung up on her.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay, because then what's gonna happen is that
we're repeating everything here.
We're not repeating everything here. You told me I was standing up, but then you don't know if I was standing up or on the ground.
You were standing up, then you went limp.
I went limp when you walked up to me?
You know what you did. You know what you did. I don't know why you're asking these things.
But it's on the body cam, right? Will the body cam show that?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. See, here's the thing. You're like, you think I'm paying attention to stuff, but you got to understand, bro. Like I was just arrested for recording in the side of a courthouse, of recording an officer for the interest of the public. And then I was beat up in the back. You saw them with their hands on me. And that's what I did see, because every time that I see you, Castillo, you're always a witness to what they do and never say nothing. And I understand you just like, oh, I'm just getting paid. I'm muscle. I'm not brain. I get it.
All right, listen, I have a...
No, see, but here's the thing that you wanted me to explain it. So that's why I explained it.
No,
but the thing is,
attempts to get you to ask me...
I am asking you, right? Didn't where we leave off with you inside the cell port and me standing up? Sir, isn't that the truth? No, is that the truth, sir? Is that the truth, sir? No, we are getting somewhere. We're not getting somewhere because you know what? What you're doing is not really good and it doesn't sound right. I get it. But this is the facts and this is what happens. And I appreciate you taking the time. Oh, you cocksucker. He hung up on me. He hung up on me. Yeah, but see, Castillo's dumb as the fucking sack of rocks. That motherfucker, he's all, how do you say that, dude? Because I'm a lot like that too, dude. Like, I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like, you know, and I just go over there and just do what I got to do, make some money, right? I'm getting paid, but that's how he is. He's dumb as the sack of rocks. He doesn't. Yeah, he hung up on me because, you know, the last thing I asked him was about, you know, I was in the cell port standing down.
See, everybody, here's the other fish I got. Now, you guys know what that fish is, I guess. You thought, no, this is a northern pike.
You
this
can't
one
grab
here?
it by the lips.
Nope, they have teeth. But northern pike from Kansas. So this is from Kansas. So there wasn't that many northern pikes in Kansas, but in the 60s, they stocked them in there. And Wanda Wildlife, yep, it's a mounted walleye. Wanda Wildlife, now, they made a deal with Minnesota, the fish hatchery. They traded black bass for northern pike in Council Grove, Kansas, back in the 60s. When they did that, then the northern pike started eating up all the little black bass, and then all the minnows and all the food, and then all the black bass fishermen, all the bass fishermen in Kansas got pissed, so they made them stop doing that. And so they stopped it. And my dad got this. It was a state record for a while of northern pike, because there wasn't that many northern pike in Kansas. But the thing about it is, there was lots of walleye, but they traded them black bass. So the pineapple's outside, but it's just a pineapple plant.
Pineapple
Yeah, Aaron Queen loves pineapple.
Hey,
He loves to talk about pineapple. Yep, it's outside. But anyway, so I was just gonna say I was asking what type that fish is, but no, my dad caught that in Council Grove, Kansas.
Yeah, we don't have those in Arizona. I asked him if you could pull it up by the lips, and he told me, "Fuck no."
You know, even walleye, you have to be a little careful, but not like northern pike. No one would touch a northern pike hardly. My dad would pick them up out of the water without a net. You have to grab them in the back of the head. You can't grab them in the teeth. They will bite your ass. But I also no, gar's a junk fish, and I got lots of gar in my day. You know, when you're trying to fish for something else, or with a BB gun. You know, they're junk fish in Kansas. Them and drum and carp. People just catch them and throw them up on the bank. Yes, they will fuck you up. But anyway, guys, all right. So that's over. I put a whole bunch of videos on here I can't remember. We have a couple hour long ones. I put a playlist together in case he could get this to go 24 hours. But he made it an hour. He made it about an hour longer than he did yesterday. Him and Weingrad didn't get along yesterday.
I got the motion to compel that shit too. So.
But he's gonna kiss up and make up with Weingrad.
I don't like fighting with my old lady.
Yeah, he learned not to fight with his beaches.
Yeah, you get mad and then you get sad like when they leave your ass and you're sad. When she ain't called me since.
Smoke some hash. I will. You better believe that. I got hash, squash, and ass.
Want to show them a little chunk right now, Tut?
Hash, squash, and ass. Hey, you want to go out in the grow room and talk? I can leave this out there? All right. You got, I think I have scissors out there.
There's some of that hash right there that you gave me.
Oh, cool. Let me see here.
You probably won't see it with the light behind it like that. It's too dark.
Put it in front now. No, this way. Can you see? It's hash.
I had to break
hash,
it up
squash,
in
hash.
like 3 pieces. That's like a chunk of it. Big old shard. Tug gave me a big
All right.
fucking turd. So we're going to the grow room?
Yeah, we got them scissors there.
Oh, Tuck knows what he's doing. I can grab the scissors.
Yeah. You wanna, let's go to the grow room and let him pick them.
I can grab the scissors.
You want to see how my... let's go to the grow room and let him pick them. You guys can see how the plants are doing. I'll show Aaron Queen pineapple. All right, here we go. Hey. There we go. Almost ready to harvest, guys. Can you tell? There we go. Pretty windy in here, huh, guys?
Grab them fucking scissors, Tuck.
Okay.
Make a run. However. Excuse me, big guy.
So anyway, tell them what you got to tell them. I will stay alive for a little bit longer. Starting to clip some of these. I already got all the suckers pretty much.
See, here's the trick with Tuck, with trimming with Tuck, is I'll get all these lower ones and all these ones down low.
Yep, I can get the high ones.
Hey, chat.
He's smoking their ancestors in front of him.
Can rabbits eat weed trimmings? Like rabbits. I want to know. Will they give them a tummy ache? Because I don't think there's any cons or whatever to weed, right? Like, it helps with like every fucking thing. I don't see how it makes no animal sick.
All right, guys. Well, trimming get pressed. Wildlife Wanda says she's not sure.
Oh, did you show them the pineapple, Tuck?
Highly toxic. It can be highly toxic for rabbits, Brandon Mitchell says.
Can it? The leaves and all that stuff?
Cons to weeds make you restarted. Cons to weed, huh? Everybody needs to be restarted anyway. I think Aaron Queen might wanted to say retarded. Restarted, retarded, same thing, Aaron Queen.
Aye.
See, would you rather watch the marijuana growing, or would you rather listen to another interview? Can you make them high? Fuck with their ingestion.
Oh, with the rabbit stuff?
No, I don't know. That's what. Yeah, I think that's what they're saying. Oh, it
'Cause I know
can make
you
them high and fucks with their.
You know, because I know I buy shit for my dog at the dispensaries.
Yep, they are some chunky buds. The ones here by the. I can't get.
Oh,
I can't get back there very good. But I can. Maybe I can get this over there.
Probably right here.
But like that one there, and then that one back there, them are the two biggest ones out of all of them. But yeah, there's some pretty chunky buds. This one right there is pretty chunky.
I bet you most of them aren't able to grow weed like you are, Tuck.
Well, a lot of people ain't able to grow weed at all in their state, or if they have kids, or there's all kinds of reasons. Even if you're allowed to grow.
Did you turn off the stream already?
Nope, I'm live.
Yeah, see, because I think, because that would be cool shit. I know if I was somewhere, I'd be like, oh, look at those fucking plants, bro.
Yeah. But we was able to grow since 2010 with a medical card in Arizona. And we wasn't able to grow adult use until 2020. All the trichomes were pretty cloudy. Then they go to amber, but they're not far. I'll be having them in my bong soon. I'll be smoking.
Yeah, some of those pictures you sent me, Tuck, are unreal. Some of those are unreal. You did a pretty good job on this one. You've been going ham on it, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
These look really good.
All right, guys.
What's up, Diamond?
You guys saw enough weed, huh?
What's up, Diamond? How you doing, pretty girl?
Are you a criminal? Aaron Queen says yes.
Yes.
We can grow. Everyone was a criminal in the past. And it sucks. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is the drug war. How many millions of lives it ruined in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all the way up until now, you know, over a plant, you know. Now everybody's growing it, the dispensaries to make money, and other people just to save money or grow their own. And I give away a lot through Veterans United for Cannabis, guys. I smoke weed, and we give it away, but I don't sell weed.
Never have, never will, hot tub.
Well, I didn't say that, but I don't sell weed.
I was giving you an out.
Yeah, I didn't say that much, but ever.
Yeah.
I could be I could just as easy go the other route and become a dispensary, but it's the rich people that control that, not the ones that can do it. Yes, I know it's illegal in Kansas. That's for sure. That's why I'll never live in Kansas. As most of you know, I'm from Kansas. I'll never live there again. I left there a week before my 21st birthday, and I never went back. Jolly green freaking giant. Green, yep. Good, I'm glad it's legal in Minnesota. It's going to come to all the states.
I bet Minnesota has nice.
Kansas and Texas are going to be the last two. They're the worst. You know, Texas, and both of them try to make money off of it. You know, they're making so much money sitting on the border of Colorado, you know, like they did with that Sorrel girl, you know, about 5 years ago or so, and they killed her, you know, right there in, where was that? It was in a town in Kansas, right on the California border. Colby, I think it was. Colby, Kansas, and they arrested her. She had a small amount of marijuana. She bought the RV from Colorado going back to Missouri, both legal states, and they locked her up and wouldn't let her give her call. She needed her medicine. She died. Her sister had to watch her die. Horrible because of the drug war, because of plant. Cops have been using a plant to ruin people's lives for so long, and now we can finally sit back and watch plants grow and do all that without being harassed by our government. Our government, the drug war was not a war on drugs, it was a war on people, and it ruined millions of lives. Put in prison. It made America not as productive. You can't put everyone in prison and be, productive citizens in prison, So they did that, and they made people welfare recipients and made people like that because of the drug war. Started by Nixon. I lived through it. So, all right, guys. Anybody have anything to say about the drug war? Yep, the industrial prison complex ruled, and it was mostly innocent things like marijuana. In Arizona, everything was a felony. Even now, if you're under 21 or whatever, but everything was a felony. They would take your bong, your papers, your lighter, and each one would be a felony. Then they would bargain it down, and just put you in the system and on probation and ruin your life. That's what they did. They stopped and searched you, and everybody, if you was walking down the street with a joint or whatever in your pocket, they pull you over, they find it, they break it apart, smell it, and say, oh, this is bad, take you to jail and try to ruin your life. Yeah. Well, yeah. Joe Biden and Clinton both was part of that 3 strikes and you're out. That's really what ruined a whole bunch of people. So if you had 3 strikes, that could be having a bong, a joint, and a couple buds, a half a gram, and you would be, and you'd go to jail. Biden and Clinton started that, but that's when all of them was fighting on who could be the toughest on crime, Republicans and Democrats. And they both fucked us over, Nixon started the drug war.
You don't say.
Yeah, they all agree on keeping it illegal because they can make more money keeping you in prison. Yeah, making all the prison guards, because then the prison guards get to smuggle marijuana into the prisoners and make 5 times as much.
1,000 times.
They buy it on the street and then they sell a joint mixed with crap, and sell it to you for $10 in jail, and it was up somebody's ass, a prison guard's ass.
This one's thick, Tuck.
Lots of thick ones.
This is the fucking bush down here.
Yep, and that's a lower branch one.
And all the way into the.
And that's the difference, guys. Is when you're growing only indoors and you're using you're using artificial light only, then your bottom branches, you cut them off because the light only reaches down a few feet. But that ain't the same thing with natural light. It doesn't matter if you're another couple feet from the sun, so I can grow them up high and leave the bottom branches. Some of my bottom branches are just as thick as these big branches, especially over here by the window, by the door, because all the sun comes in from the south and from the top a little bit in the winter, but in the summertime it comes in only from the top here. Because in Arizona we're so far south that it's directly up, so nothing comes in July 14th and mid-July. Nothing comes in from my sliding glass doors at all. It comes straight down, and that's how I'm able to grow them tall, because I'm using natural light. I can go as high as the ceiling, but I stop about this much so I can still use artificial light too if there's a cloudy day. So I have that on a timer, and if I have a cloudy day, I'll just go out and put it on. just because I'm getting ready to harvest and I want to get it full. But anyway,
Yeah, this is crazy.
grafting or rooting. Most of these were from clones, and I got a lot from seed. So I think I'm about half and half on the clones and seeds.
And they're all award winner seeds too, you know what I mean? There's some award winners.
Yes.
Strains.
Yep.
Both on the indica and sativa.
Yep. And I got in the outdoor total, if you put them outdoor too early, like I did, they already will bud too. So you can't put them out too early or they'll just start budding. You know, so I think you almost have to even wait till June, but you just have to keep them under some artificial light as a supplement for just like 4 hours. That's why I don't grow totally under artificial light anymore, because it's too expensive, because the sun's free. But to go 18 hours of artificial light is real expensive. So I use feminized seeds. So Love Shack.
Oh shit.
Trying to go back and read some. Was that?
It's time to take a rip.
Yep.
All this slave labor.
Yep. All right. You done watching El Churro clipping and picking? All right. I've been doing this every day for the past, like, I got to get some of these bottom branches better. For the past, I started about probably 3 weeks ago with the big old sucker leaves. You know, you start with them and get all them off, because they're just sucking from the buds, sucking energy from the buds. We can pull plants outdoors and they will flower from October to June. Yeah, you can put them outside in October if you grow them inside, and then they'll just start budding. And you can,
But if you have a small plant,
if you put them out October, or even if you put them out in March here, they'll start budding. I tried that. I was going to try to start in March, but I can supplement them out, even outdoors. I can supplement them with supplemental light, and that's what I'll have to do if I want to get through. I want to see if I can grow a 12 to 14 foot plant. You know, start it inside in February, and then have it like 3 foot tall before I put it out or so, and then grow it big. Who's Ed Rosenthal? He's the guy on High Times. But one of these times we'll talk about that on the marijuana side better. The guy that did that before him, that worked for High Times, was Hans, and he wrote a few books, and I got him in here. He's actually a friend of mine, and he's from the Tucson area, and he did a lot of the books in back in the day when it was illegal for everyone, you know. He wrote some of the grow stuff for High Times before Ed, and he wrote a couple of the books on hydroponics and on soil grow. How do you keep them? Oh, you keep them from getting pollinated by keeping the males away. You know, you don't have any male plants, so that's how you keep. You gotta keep all the swinging dicks out of here.
Yeah, you should restart your stream and talk to him.
Hey, get a Genelope, HTO Bullet. Who's that? All right, guys.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are talking.
No males. That's right. Get rid of the males. That's how you. If you got no males, they can't make seeds. They can't make no babies. Then they grow just THC. That's right. Lady night only. All right, guys. So he'll be redoing this. Since he hung up on him, he'll be putting in another interview for him too. So these guys are going to have to learn. But all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I need to contact with a grower. I have some cool songs. Almost commercial for some product. Check my BQ.
Oh,
Cool.
shit.
Pulled pork. You can also, yeah, anyone wants to get a hold of me, you can TucsonPleaseSuck@gmail.com. That's my email. That's a real email, guys. I'm just not saying that. All right, guys. We'll see you later. I used to do lemon haze, but I don't have any this time. I got a few 100% sativas in here, and a couple more 100% indicas, but I got some 100% sativas in this bunch. Take care, everybody. Peace out.
Oh, shit.